What a pitcher has in their baseball bag is a lot different than every other position. I was a pitcher for more than 10 years, including playing 5 years professionally, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what every single pitcher needs in their baseball bag, including some things that you might not even think about. The first item we need to talk about is the baseball bag. Pitchers don't have bats and don't have a lot of other accessories, but you still need a bag that can actually hold all of your stuff. This is the new baseball bag from Pitchers Only, and if you don't know about Pitchers Only, then you really should. They just created this brand new bag. It has a K on the back side of it, and it has a container for everything that a pitcher might need. I'm a big fan of this bag because it actually has room for your keys, your phone, but also has a cleat container, a glove container, and all the extra room that you need to bring all your accessories like bands and also plyo balls. Now we're gonna get into what you actually need in your baseball bag. Item number one, and arguably the most important for every pitcher, is a baseball glove. Pitchers don't have batting gloves, they don't have bats, they don't have sliding mitts, so your glove is your statement piece. I always liked having really loud color baseball gloves, but the main thing that you want is a glove that is the right size and is also not illegal. So this baseball glove, for instance, is illegal because it is all white, so you wouldn't be able to pitch with this, and the other reason you would want to pitch with this glove is because you can see right through the holes in the web. So if you're a pitcher, you probably want a glove that has a closed web because you don't want to be able to tip your pitches through your glove. You also need to get the right size glove if you are a pitcher. So pitchers, you want a bigger glove than if you are an infielder. This is an infield glove, it's an 11.5, and that's about the normal size. This is a 12, and if you're a pitcher, I recommend a 12 to a 12.25 because it's a little bit bigger and it gives you a little bit more room to be able to dig around with the ball without tipping pitches and giving away what you're throwing. I went from 80 miles an hour as a freshman in college to 95 by my senior year, and the biggest tool that I give a ton of that credit to was plyo balls. So first off, I recommend plyo baseballs to athletes who are in high school and above, so if you are a younger athlete, I would wait before you start throwing plyo balls. So as you can see, plyo balls come in different sizes, and that's because they are different weights and have different purposes. The heavier the plyo ball, it's not really actually for throwing, most of the time it's for arm activation. This plyo is 48 ounces, this plyo is 5 ounces, which is the same as a baseball. This set of plyo balls are from Stadium Sports Performance, and I really like them. They come with 7 different types. Plyo balls are amazing for arm activation, but also for warm-up routines, and the great thing about them too is that you can throw them anywhere. All you need is a wall and you can throw a plyo ball, so if you don't have a catch partner, plyo balls are a lot of fun to throw with. These ones also come with seams on them, which I really like. Every pitcher wants to throw gas, but you need a radar gun to know how hard you are actually throwing. Pocket radar was my favorite radar gun for my entire career. The biggest benefit of a pocket radar is the cost. A regular radar gun can cost as much as $1,000, and the thing is, you want a high quality radar gun because if you're getting misreads, that doesn't help anyone. So pocket radars go for around $300. They work just as well as those $1,000 radar guns. They were the only radar gun I used for my training during my time as a professional baseball player. The great thing about these radar guns too is you can actually hook them up to your phone. So Pocket Radar has an app on your phone which you can download, record yourself throwing, and it will read off the velo for you. So if you don't have access to a radar gun, I highly recommend these. These are absolutely the best price for the best results. Also, having a radar gun is more important than just knowing how hard you're throwing. It's a good way to monitor your recovery days, your high effort days. So it's not always just the velo days. It's really important to actually record your velos for every single day of your throwing. That way you know how high of effort you were throwing at that day. The next item is bands, but not just any bands. I don't recommend just getting a regular set of bands. I recommend getting Jaeger bands. Jaeger bands are designed for pitchers and baseball players specifically, and I highly recommend them to every single player who wants to warm up before they start throwing. But there is one big take that I have for them. There is an adult size and then there is a youth size, and I actually recommend getting the youth version. Here's why. Bands aren't supposed to be a massive workout. They're supposed to warm you up, they're supposed to get you loose, and they're supposed to get you ready for throwing. And sometimes the Jaeger adult bands are honestly a little bit too strong, and the youth bands are actually better to get you activated. So if you don't have bands, I definitely recommend the Youth Jaeger bands. The next item is an essential for pitchers, and if you get the wrong pair, it's not gonna feel good. We're talking about baseball cleats. As a pitcher, I personally really liked wearing high top cleats versus low top cleats. I feel like they gave me a little bit more support. And the other big thing for pitchers is you want a pair of cleats that if you toe drag isn't going to rip your cleats. So most pitchers, when they pitch, their back leg ends up toe dragging and ripping through their cleats. So it's really nice if you can get a pair of cleats like the Nike Huaraches that are a little bit tougher and they don't rip through. You can also always order a thing of Tough Toe and put it on your cleats yourself, which is gonna make your cleats last way longer. So I recommend finding a pair of cleats that are comfortable, that are probably high top, and that also aren't gonna rip the toe. Also, if you're a pitcher, get a pair of cleats that look cool because you don't really get a lot of opportunities to have baseball drip. You get a glove, you get chains, and you probably get a pair of cleats. Next, we got arm sleeves, and no, you wouldn't actually be able to wear this one because it's white. If you are a pitcher who's throwing in the cold, I would recommend either wearing long sleeves or getting an arm sleeve because it will help keep your arm warm. There's a lot of players who think that arm sleeves actually make their arm feel better, and honestly, I don't really know if that is true, but I do know that it does feel really, really nice to wear one. I don't know if it actually helps your arm feel better, but if it makes you feel better, then I would recommend getting an arm sleeve. Our next item is definitely for pitchers only, and that is Clean Fuego. So the point of Clean Fuego is to be able to work on your spin efficiency. So if you throw this like this and the ball starts to wobble side to side, it means that you have bad spin efficiency. If you can backspin this perfectly, then you know that you are getting maximum spin efficiency, which for pitchers is really, really important. These come in two different weights. This is an 8 ounce, this is a 5 ounce. And honestly, I really liked throwing these while I was playing baseball. But they also just dropped a brand new collection. These are the Flyos. So these are actually Clean Fuegos, but they are plyo version. So the original version is hard. These ones are actually a plyo that you could throw up against a wall, which would be really, really cool if you don't have a catch partner. So if you're a pitcher, I definitely recommend getting a pair of Clean Fuego. It's a great way to be able to get automatic feedback on if your spin efficiency is wobbling or if you're able to backspin it really, really well. Plus, they're just a lot of fun to throw. In my warm-up routine, I would always throw my plyos first, and then I would throw Clean Fuegos, and then I would throw the baseball. The next item is arguably one of my favorite items that's in my entire bag, and it's one that you might not know about. It's a hacky sack. In Pro Ball, the entire pitching staff warms up at the exact same time, so what we would do is go out 30 to 45 minutes early and play hacky sack the entire time. The main reason we would play hacky sack was it was a lot of fun. But also it's a great way to actually get activated and get loose before you even start stretching. So if your team doesn't play hacky sack, I highly recommend bringing a hacky sack. It's a ton of fun, and by the end of the season, everybody will be a lot better than you guys started as. One of the most important essentials for every single pitcher is snacks. As a pitcher, we would always have a snack bag. I highly recommend seeds, I highly recommend gum. Honestly, we would always bring candy too. Sometimes pitchers get bored and you just need to have snacks. Drop a comment and share what your favorite snack is. Now that you know what you need in your pitcher's bag, you should see how many companies sent me free stuff in this video.